Sorry, I don't happen to have any smoke bombs. Trixie, I need some smoke bombs. Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to a very, very special reaction and review. And this is to the new, I can't believe it, the new MLP G5 trailer. So I had a couple people recently send me tell me that this trailer was out and send me a link to it, and so I knew I had to jump in and do this trailer as soon as I possibly could because I really wanted to check it out. So it feels great to be back, and it feels great to be hopefully doing another reaction and hopefully getting back into this as well. So let's go ahead and dive in to this and check this out because I'm really excited to get to see what this is. And so this is basically official trailer My Little Pony New Generation, and this is going to be a Netflix thing, I believe, from the thumbnail because it has Netflix over on the side. But the trailer just dropped recently, and like I said, I had a couple people tell me, yo, this trailer's out, you need to check it out, man. And so I'm very excited to get to check it out. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what it is. I got my pony shirt on, I got my DJ Pawn 3 shirt ready to go. So let's go ahead and dive in because I'm super excited to get to check this out. Alright, let's go. Make sure. Gear up, let's go! Okay, full screen. Okay, start the video, and I'm probably going to watch this a couple of times as well because someone else told me, a friend of mine told me, yo, this has some little Easter eggs in it. So let's dive in. Start video. 3, 2, 1, click.
Once upon a time, Earth ponies, Pegasi, and unicorns live in harmony.
Why can't we be friends anymore?
Maybe one day, we'll figure it out.
Hey, I saw the main 6! Oh, cool.
What the? Hi, new friend!
Unicorn attack!
What?
Is every pony playing hide and seek? I see you!
Ah, it's a unicorn!
He just yeeted himself.
Gotcha! Your son is safe now, ma'am.
This isn't my kid!
Welcome!
I gotta get you out of here! Show me some magic! I can do this!
Make me.
You don't have any magic? We did have it. It just poof, disappeared.
Hey.
Hey.
Ha! Theme song.
Ow.
Izzy, we're going to Zephyr Heights. The Pegasus City? We need to find out what happened to your magic and bring it back.
Wow.
But the Pegasi are bad news.
Generation.
Whoa! A unicorn and an earth pony? Okay, well, this day just got a whole lot more interesting.
We'll need glitter. Lots of glitter.
Yay, makeovers! I love makeovers.
Gorgeous!
Come on, every pony.
I'm seeing some similarities with the characters here.
The ultimate challenge!
I don't play. I win.
Big talk for a little pony.
I think you'll find I'm average height.
This is Dance Dance Revolution here. That's fun. Vanessa Hudgens, James Marsden,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
My Little Pony, a new generation.
No photos! Okay, one photo.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, so there's a few things that I want to say first off going into this. Already, now, I do have quite a bit to say here, so if you so hopefully some might stick around to listen. So first off, the review, then I'll give my thoughts here. Okay, already this is definitely a very interesting setup with what they're going for. This is definitely different than G4, which it's supposed to be. This isn't supposed to be G4. But I did notice but there are plenty of little references and things that I'm going to have to go through this one step at a time to get to capture everything because there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, an interesting little thing that I noticed that I want to point out at the end of the trailer. Now, this says This is rated PG, some thematic elements. Now, this is rated PG. This is on Netflix. I didn't see really anything in this movie, or sorry, in the trailer that would suggest, that would warrant a PG rating. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Netflix thing, even though I don't have Netflix, because I'm very curious about what it's going to pretty much how it's going to be used, how Netflix is going to take advantage of that. Because I know that Netflix has taken advantage of, or people have taken advantage of Netflix's ability to show more mature themes. There are shows and movies that have been a Netflix thing. I believe Beastars, Agretzko, uh, uh, let me just check. Okay, so on Netflix's website, listed currently, there's some very interesting animated shows. Of course, BoJack Horseman, uh, Big Mouth, Disenchantment, Love, Death, and Robots, MFK. Uh, Tuca and Birdie is one, of course. I haven't watched that one yet, but that one is also another one. Looks like there's also a new Winx Club. Did not know that. Uh, Popples? That's interesting. Never saw that before. But yeah, so there has been some. Well, that's an animation, but or in supposedly in the kids section. But there have been some interesting shows that have been released onto Netflix. So I'm hoping that because of this, that they're able to take advantage of that. And there are some little references. This looks like, I don't know. This is a unicorn, little plush toy right here. And already there are some things I noticed. Now we have the main six right here, 100% straight up. We have the main six little figurines up on the shelf here: Rainbow Dash, Rarity, Twilight, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie. So interesting that we have this little reference here. Now straight up we have modern, and we also have what looks like the Rainbow Dash, unless I'm mistaken. That looks like the going over it. It almost looks like on the wall here, like we almost have the Rainbow Dash, like maybe a Wonderbolt icon or Rainbow Dash icon over here on the right side. So yeah, MLP reference for G4 right here straight up. So it's cool that they're paying homage to that. That's a very interesting little thing to notice. Additionally, we do have modern technology. And I love the scenes. I love the setups and the scenery that we're going with, that they have in this. Cantor, okay, a Netflix film. Cantor Logic. Interesting. Now we have straight up modern technology with this, and a friend that I was talking to said that you'll notice some of the some of the stuff with similarities with some of the characters and other characters' personalities. And yeah, we kind of got that. This one character, she's been extremely popular in terms of fan art, which I've been seeing, who has the tennis ball on her horn. Yeah, she's definitely a favorite character already of mine. She's not Pinkie Pie. So that's interesting. And yeah, I love this little bit where this guy just yeeted himself just off the ledge. That's hilarious. Now, also, now, I don't know if this is a reference to like a movie poster, or could be Nightmare Moon. I don't know. It's very interesting, but I know there's other references in this. And another thing, and I gotta say, these pork and beans, dude, that really does look real. That looks really, really well done. Of course, during this little segment, there was a segment where we also got to hear the theme song be played. Maritime Bay, interesting, cute name. Okay, Zephyr Heights. Oh, instead of that's cool. I just noticed this little reference over here on the side. Instead of Sony, we have Pony. I love that. That's cool. And like I said, I love the scenery that they're going with. Now, interestingly enough, this balloon here, we have what looks like a balloon in the background here. I don't know if that's a direct reference to MLP, but it kind of makes sense. But again, I love the scenery in this, and I definitely want to see this movie for the scenery. And I mean, I want to see the movie itself, but I love the scenery that they're going with here. And this character here, yeah, she's like Rainbow Dash, I believe. Or she's pretty much like Rainbow Dash. This character here, she's going to be, I believe, a little character. She's going to be pretty much like Rarity. She has a similar personality. And I wonder, is this guy like supposed to be Star Swirl the Bearded kind of dude here? Just prance instead of just dance. That's cool. And this art over here on the right that he has. We're also going to have musical numbers in this, I can tell, obviously. But the scenery itself is absolutely gorgeous. I'm super excited to get to see the scenery in this. Of course, we have, I mean, this really does look cool. We also notice a drawing that she has back here. She, like, old art that she's done. Uh, we see Pegasus, Unicorn, and Earth Pony hanging out together. And hold up, this, I just now noticed this picture, this curtain, over, or this this tapestry over on the side here. That's Twilight Sparkle's cutie mark. That's Twilight Sparkle's cutie mark. So basically, the story set up. So going over this, there's a very interesting setup. Obviously, now this is a different take on the story of MLP that we kind of know, because in G4, of course, the Earth Pony, the setup in the traditional G4 is that all the characters, Earth Pony, Pegasi, and Unicorns, already live in harmony together. They already, they've already been a thing. Here, however, the setup is completely different. Apparently, all the characters, or all the different races of ponies, live in different, they live in different places. They live in different places. They're not really completely unified. You just have like Earth Ponies here, which is just doing their normal thing, and then suddenly this character here, a unicorn, strolls into town, and suddenly everybody goes into a complete panic because that's a bad thing, and they believe that like one single unicorn was just going to suddenly take over everything, and it's very interesting. Everybody just went into a complete and utter panic, except for this one dude here, who just completely rescued this little character here. And this guy, yeah, he's going to be like, I'm kind of getting a bit, okay, I'm kind of getting a bit of Rainbow Dash vibes from this guy, feeling like this guy has a bit of a macho kind of attitude about him. Interesting. He's going to be the guy who's probably ready and willing to rush into danger. And so, apparently, from what I gather from this right here, she can't do magic, though. This character cannot do magic because it's just gone. And nobody can use magic. So, they want to go on a journey to try to figure out why. So, they want to travel to find out why that suddenly the unicorns cannot use magic. So, and interesting because every single race of pony here believe that every other version is bad. Every other race of pony is bad. The Earth Pony believe that the unicorns were bad. The Pegasi, or the unicorns believe that the Pegasi are bad. And so it's going to be an interesting that, I mean, it's an interesting setup, and I'm very curious as to how they're kind of going to resolve it at the end, But we have 5 characters in total, and obviously there's going to be main characters, of course, but I'm seeing the 2 main characters, I believe, that we're going to have here, obviously, are going to be this character that we're introduced to at the very start of the movie. She's like the main character of focus. She's pretty much almost the Twilight of this, in a way. Like, she's the main character of focus, I believe. The second character is also going to be is going to be another main character of focus, and then you're also going to have this other third female character as well. I believe 4 female characters, I believe, and 1 male character. So interesting that they're using that. And also, we have modern technology in this, which is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Because we've seen a bit of modern technology in some of the comics, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see some of that use in this particular movie here. But of course, they end up encountering some crazy people along the way and have some hijinks. I just now noticed this smirk here that they're rocking during this particular segment here, which is going to be interesting to see. And of course, this musical segment, which is also going to be interesting. Also, I just now noticed that they do not have cutie marks. That's not a thing in this. They do not have cutie marks. But yeah, I gotta say, my two favorite characters so far is the Earth Pony and the Unicorn. They're definitely two of my favorite characters already. So what we know of this is, now they didn't reveal much in this short trailer, which is actually a good thing, because it leaves more up to whenever you actually go and watch the movie. So basically, the three races of pony, Earth Pony, Unicorn, and Pegasi, pretty much live separate from one another because they believe that each other race of pony is bad news. And then suddenly this little unicorn just shows up, and she's just bubbly, she's energetic, and she meets this other this other Earth Pony, and she's just happy-go-lucky, you know. And as it turns out, she can't use magic, so they decide to go on an adventure to try to figure out why that magic is not a thing. So I'm wondering if there's a possibility. We haven't seen it yet. I'm wondering if there's going to be a villain in this movie, but they end up traveling and meeting new friends along the way. And there's some fun little references and inside jokes to this that I will point out. But they travel, meet other characters. They meet a couple of other Pegasi, and they also have another unicorn, or another Earth Pony. And there is some interesting diversity with the cast here, in that you have, I believe, 4 female characters, or 3 female characters and 2 male characters, or 4 female characters and 1 male character. So interesting. I apologize if I'm getting that incorrect, but I believe that is 4 female characters and 1 male character. And the characters are very, very, very interesting. And to be honest, I'm going to try to avoid referencing, cross-referencing character personalities with G4, because I don't feel that is fair, because this is G5, this is a totally different thing. So I'm just going to speak on it on an individual solo basis. So obviously from the character personalities, what we have, this unicorn that we are introduced to, she's bubbly, she's energetic, she's perky, she's just happy-go-lucky. The other character here, the male character, is, I don't want to say he's egotistical, because I definitely don't want to say that. So he kind of feels a bit like that, you know, like he's a bit of a hero. He kind of has a bit of a self-appointed hero kind of mentality going on about him. We also have this other character, I believe a female character, another unicorn, or sorry, Pegasi, and she's also she also appears to have a sort of a kind of a laid-back kind of personality, kind of, you know, cool, laid-back personality. She kind of has, like, from what we see here, a bit of a kick-butt personality in a way. I want to say. And of course, we also have this sort of a elegant other Pegasus over here, that she has a sort of a refined personality. And then we have, of course, the main character, this other unicorn that we're introduced to early on in the trailer. And obviously, she herself, she's curious, kind of, you know, she just kind of lives in normal harmony in the world, and then she's introduced to this other character, and unlike other people who are afraid, she's not afraid. She is curious about things around her. It's that genuine curiosity, in a way, that kind of drives her. She's not afraid. She wants to look at, you know, she's open-minded, and she's just kind of chill and relaxed about things, but she's inquisitive. You know, she wants to know about things, and she's curious about what's going on. She wants to help, and so very interested to see how that's also going to play out. And I'm very, very curious about that with the characters' personalities, and to see how that expands further. But one thing that I said is that it looks now, like I said, the story. I'm wondering how it's going to all come together at the end. If I mean, all these characters are obviously they're going to be friends at the end of the movie, and so I'm wondering if they're going to if that is going to start helping uh, their own communities kind of come together, and open up to that. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be a thing. So it is possible, but interestingly enough, we do get. I'm also wondering if there's like a villain that we're going to be introduced to, and if this villain. I mean, it is possible. One creature that automatically come to mind, or one character that comes to mind in regard to how they could actually take away the magic, was Tirak. Um, and it would be interesting to see a G5 version of him in this, but I don't know if they're going to go with that. Now, interestingly enough, I they could go with that. I think it would be cool if they did, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm hoping it's not something really simple and stupid, you know. Um, but the thing, like I said, that I am very curious about is how that this is going to basically feel and be in terms of the maturity of it, because this is on Netflix. This is not a movie that's going to be released in theaters. This is going to be straight to Netflix. And so I'm very curious about maturity wise, since it's currently rated PG, if we're actually going to have stuff on the same level of G4. And I have to reference that because I don't want this to be like there's a ton of potential for this already with the story setup and with the designs, and with the character personalities. There's a lot of good potential for it to be to have a very good story setup, really good character development, establishing the characters, and possibly have a really good villain along the way. Um, I'm hoping that this is not going to feel uh, whenever I was talking to a friend of mine about this movie, I said, I hope that this is not like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse version of MLP. Um, you know, um, but I really liking what they're going with so far, and the designs look cool. I made a mention since I started seeing the first bit of promotional art with how the characters were looking. I always kind of said that it had a bit of a Disney-esque sort of feel in how that the character designs look. In terms of the detail and just the facial expressions and the smoothness of the character models and everything. So it kind of has a bit of a feel like that, which is very interesting. I'm not against that whatsoever. I think it's super cool. I'm not comparing this to Disney because it isn't Disney, but as a Disney fan, having watched movies like of course Frozen 2, other films like that, other Disney films like that as well, and also have watching films from DreamWorks such as How to Train Your Dragon. This does also kind of have a bit of a feel to that as well in terms of that, with the character model details and things like that, the nice smoothness of the characters. It's not too detailed to the point that it looks absurdly ridiculous and just stupid. Like they're not trying to go for ultra realistic here, but they're also still has a nice cartoony vibe and feel to it. And I love how they're doing that. I love how the character models look, and I really enjoy what they're doing with this. It really looks cool. Like I said, I love the character model art. I love the character models, and I also love the fact that they've also and also there are they're taking full advantage of the budget with the facial expressions, like for the senior here where they see this, I don't know, a cat bat thing. It looks like it has ears, but it looks like it has wings too. But I'm very curious about what this movie is going to do. And there's a lot of stuff, like I said, also I love the scenery. There's just a lot of beautiful things going on in this. The scenery alone is absolutely gorgeous. I love how the backdrops look. The scenery is just breathtaking in this. It's extremely detailed, and it's beautiful. I love the scenery, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm really looking forward to getting to see this and see how that is going to look and see the other scenery that they're going to use. Now, like I said, there are plenty of little references and gags that you notice in this, and only really if you're a fan of G4 will you get some of these references. A few of these anyway. Like I said, there is a little inside gag where there is a little Easter egg where there is little figurines of the main six on the shelf, and it's clearly the main six. It's a bit blurred, but you know, you can see it. There's references to, again, Pony instead of Sony. So I'm guessing it's either a little gag for that. And also, I just now noticed there is Twilight Sparkle's cutie mark on the saddlebag of this particular character here. You'll notice over here. And we also see Rainbow Dash's cutie mark on a button. I just now noticed that too. There is Rainbow Dash's cutie mark right here on a button that she also has on her saddlebag. So some of these things are in fact continuing. You know, we do have references to G4. And looking at some of the other pins, it looks like right here, it looks like we have either, could be Pinkie Pie and Applejack, cutie mark right here on this buttons on the side of her saddlebag, but we do have that going on, and like I said, we have what looks like Twilight Sparkle's cutie mark over here on a tapestry hanging on the wall. So there probably is other little Easter eggs in here that I missed, and I apologize if I did miss some. That almost, I'm wondering if that's Twilight Sparkle's telescope, also right here in the corner. And there are, of course, fun other references to things, such as Dance Dance Revolution. We have Just Dance instead of, we have Just Prance instead of Just Dance. There is modern technology that we have in this, and I think the modern technology is cool. We saw glimpses of the modern technology in the comics, which is super cool that we actually got to see that. So it's very interesting that they have in fact been using some of, that they're implementing the modern technology into this movie. So I'm very curious about seeing that implemented into this. But like I said, there are some things that I'm still curious about. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more references, of course, to G4 that are going to be put in this, and it also kind of makes me wonder. I had this little thought: if these are just little Easter eggs referencing G4, or if it's supposed to be that, G4 and G5 exist but on like in two totally different realms, like they coincide, they coexist, and they may be aware of one another. I don't know, it's a fun little theory, but 9 times out of 10, no, it's just a little reference. But this is G5, it's going to be a movie. I don't know if there's going to be a series that is going to be leading up, or if there's going to be a series after this, or if this is just going to be a series of movies. I don't know. It would be odd if this was G5 and then after this we got another series which was G6. That would be kind of odd. Although it wouldn't entirely be foreign, because that was pretty much the first movies, like the first 2 movies I think were G1, and then I think after that we got G2, which was Ponytails, and that was a series, and then G3.5 was the DVDs, the Baby Pony DVDs. So it wouldn't entirely be out of nowhere if G5 was just this movie. But there's a lot of potential for the characters here, a lot of potential for world building and other adventures and things that they could do. So I would actually be totally fine if they did this like with Equestria Girls, and it was just movies, like subsequent movies that they did. Like this was G5, and it was just, movies that they did. Like we got a movie now in 2021, and then maybe in 2023 or 2024 we got another movie animated in the same way, but it was of the characters, it was of a different adventure, and of course that was G5. I think that would be really cool if they would do that, because if they did do an actual series as a follow-up to this, you would see the change in animation, obviously the change in, because it would not look like this it would be downgraded in animation to, to crank it out faster for TV or, for Netflix. But like I said, I'm wondering in terms of maturity, in terms of the storytelling and the character, if because it's on Netflix, if we're actually going to be able to have a little bit of maturity for this. Um, Now, G5, of course, did have a good level of, sorry, G4 did have a good level of maturity for what it was. Obviously, they couldn't do they didn't do a lot with it. There were things that they didn't do, like, they didn't, uh, instead of just having Rainbow lose a pet, they actually just had it be that he was going to sleep for the winter. Um, but they referenced like all 5 stages of grief. So it was interesting to see that, and so I'm wondering if they're going to do something similar in this, or if we're actually going to. Bird, please stop chirping outside my window. Stop. But I'm wondering if what the level of maturity for this is going to be. Additionally, I love how they're implementing or incorporating modern technology into this. I think it's super cool. It's kind of going to feel a little bit more realistic. It's kind of going to feel a bit more modern with that. So I'm very curious about that. So I'm very curious how that's going to play out. And something else that I did compare a few things in this to G4, and to be honest, I apologize for that because this is G5. This is supposed to be G5. This is not supposed to be G4. And so, personally, I'm very curious about it. And I do like the character designs. I think the voice acting is good in it. And I'm very curious about seeing this. And like I said, I have been seeing some fan art already of these characters, which is just super adorable. A lot of the fan art that I've been seeing is just so super cute and just adorbs completely. So the one thing though that I have to say is I am I want to be, and I'm going to try to be completely open-minded about this movie. And I'm not getting my hopes up. And this is the part now, sort of my review is in a way over. I am curious about it. I'm very curious about it. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm very curious what they're going to do with the story setup. If it's going to be a villain, if it's going to be what else could be taking the magic, if it could be a problem. Maybe it could be something that they don't fully resolve. Maybe it happens in a second movie. Who knows? Um, but I'm very curious with what they're doing with it, and it looks good. It looks gorgeous, and I'm very curious about seeing it. I really truly am. And like I said, there are little gags and references, like in the woods scene, we hear the theme song, My Little Pony. We hear the My Little Pony theme right there. Um, so there are other little references and gags, inside jokes to G4 that they're putting in here as well. So, like I said, I'm not really sure if they're referencing G4 and that G4 existed completely within this universe, or if it's just an outside the universe, like two different universes, two different generations and existing in two different, universes. I don't really know. It's never going to be explained, but it's an interesting little theory. Um, but like I said, one thing that I have to say in regard to this is I really, myself, I'm not going to be getting my hopes up on this being really, really good. And that's not because I am doubting this is going to be good. It's not because I don't have faith in the people that are making this. It's simply because, for me, it's easier for me to go into something with low expectations and be able to enjoy it than to have high expectations, and get my hopes up and then be disappointed. Because I've done that before. I've had expectations or got my hopes up on something only to have those dashed. It's not fun. So I kind of learned in a way from that, and I started um, trying to set my expectations low. So because whenever I set my expectations low, I can more enjoy what I get instead of expecting more from it and then being disappointed with it. So I did that basically. I remember whenever I watched Ready Player One, I didn't have high expectations for it. I was actually expecting it to be meh, but I actually loved Ready Player One. And so I kind of try to keep that sort of mentality with other things as well. Go into it with low expectations, and then you're more able to enjoy what you get as a whole instead of being disappointed by different things that you see or hear because you expected differently. So, like I said, I don't have high expectations. It's not because I'm expecting this to suck. I actually really hope that this is a big success. I really truly do. I really hope that this movie is a big success. Um, will it be as big a success as G4? Uh, I don't think so. No, I really don't. Because of G4 was a huge success. It could be uh, definitely more popular than maybe G1, G2, and G3.5, which it wouldn't take a whole lot to be more popular than G3.5. Um, but I am really hope. I do want to see this be popular. I do want to see this movie be a good thing. I really truly do. Uh, I'm not expecting it to be, but I would love for it to be. Um, and I would love for the fandom to have, to accept this and have this exist and, coexist within G4, within the fandom. We have G4, of course, the main thing for the fandom, but then we also have accepted G5 into our hearts and our minds, and so, we're accepting of that, and it looks like some people have already been doing that, which is super great. And I love the fan art I've been seeing of these characters. And another thing that I really want to say is I want to be open-minded. I do not want to compare G4 this G5 to G4 because I don't feel that it is fair. I don't feel that it is right to compare the two because they're supposed to be different. Uh, it's like comparing one genre of music to another. It's kind of unfair because it's supposed to be different. And so I don't like the idea of comparing this to G4 because G4 is its own thing, this is its own thing. So I want to try to keep the mindset that both are different, keep them different. And so whenever I went into this trailer, I wanted to have an open mind, kind of put aside G4 and know this is G5, this is different. Don't expect anything from G4. Now, of course, like many others in the fandom, I'm still a hardcore fan of G4, but I'm open-minded to what G5 is going to be. Because, and this is something else that I that I would hope that some people in the fandom would also have a similar mindset. I'm not saying that I'm right on this, but this is something that I personally look at. I know for a fact that now that this trailer is out, I fear that there are going to be some people that are going to completely put this trailer down. They're going to put G5 down, and they're going to be hardcore comparing it to G4. They're going to be deliberately putting this trailer down and what G5 could be because it's not G4. And, they're not going to be open-minded to it. And personally, I don't agree with that. That's just me. Because the way I look at it, I want to give G5 the same chance that I gave G4. Because whenever I first started watching G4, whenever I first saw it, I wasn't open-minded to it, but then I decided to give it a chance. I opened my mind to it, I gave it a shot, and look where we are. Look where I am. I've been in this fandom now for 10 years, and I'm still here, And if it wasn't for giving G4 a shot, I wouldn't be here. My channel probably wouldn't even exist. But I gave it a shot, and I'm thankful that I did. And so it would be biased and hypocritical of me, and honestly anybody else really, to say, well, I gave G4 a chance, but I'm not going to give G5 a chance. It would be biased and hypocritical of me for me to, if I were to say that. And I don't like bias, I don't like hypocrites, and so I don't want to be that. And so I want to give G5 the same shot that I gave G4 because I owe it to G5. And it's only fair, it's only right to give G5 the same open-minded chance that I gave G4. And I don't want to watch G5 and have expectations for G4. Have the same expectations or beliefs that G5 is going to be like G4. I don't want to do that because it's its own thing. and it's not right to compare the two. G5 is its own thing. Expect it to be its own thing. Don't expect any similarities to G4. Just take what it offers. And that's the kind of mindset that I myself am going into this with. And I know there are going to be other people that are, like I said, that are going to put this trailer down. They're going to be putting G5 down. They're going to be putting down the trailer. They're going to be, whenever it comes out, they're going to be completely, being overly negative, overly critical about it because it's not G4. And believe me, I mean, I still love G4 as well, but the show G4 ended, and obviously we're going to keep having different iterations of MLP as the years progress. We had 4 generations before. This is the 5th, and that's just something that we're going to have. Just because G4 ended doesn't mean that it's over. The show itself might be over, but this is something that I clearly see that some people don't take into perspective, is that we still have fan fiction, and we still have fan art, and you can write fan fiction for G4. You can keep the adventures going too. So just because the show ended officially doesn't mean that the characters' adventures have to end. Heck, I have ideas in my head for fan fiction for Starlight and Sunburst that I want to do. But I want to give G5 a chance because I gave G4 one. It's only fair. And if I don't, I'm a hypocrite. And I deserve to be bashed in the face with a brick if I'm a hypocrite. And so I don't want to be a hypocrite. Not to avoid not to avoid a brick bashing, but because I don't like hypocrites, and I want to give G5 the same shot. Because it's only fair, it's only right. And I want to accept G5 for what it is and what it offers. I don't want to compare it to G4 because it's supposed to be different. But I want to be open-minded about it and hopefully try to be completely accepting of it. It might not be my thing. Who knows? I may watch the movie. It might not be my thing. And that's okay. I'll still be I will still be completely respectful of people that do enjoy it. I'll still love the fan art that I see of the characters. But I can say, I don't think that I'm going to, it's, G4 is top of my list. G5 is probably going to be under it, but that's okay. It's still going to be there. It's still going to be something fun that I'm going to indulge in, that I'm going to enjoy. And I do want it to be good. I do want it to be good. I do want it to be successful. And I hope that other people in the fandom will also be open-minded and accepting of that as well, because I feel that it's not just open-mindedness. It's not just about accepting it because we accepted G4, we were open-minded to that. But it's also sort of, to me, it's a reflection of our open-mindedness towards one another. Because, we accepted, others accepted us. We accepted others because we enjoy G4, because we didn't, we were different. We didn't fit in with, with the modern society. We were different. We are geeks. We're nerds. And we're proud of that. And I feel that it would be biased and hypocritical to turn away G5 and not be open-minded to it, not give it a shot. And I want to give it a shot, as, completely. And even if it's not my thing, that's okay. I'm still going to be respectful of other people that love it, and I'm still going to be respectful to G5, as it is, because it still looks good. It still looks cool. But I don't want to see people comparing G4 and G5 and saying one is better than the other. Why can't they just both exist together, and why can't we just be happy that they exist? Instead of comparing it and saying one is better than the other, one did this better, one did that better, it's supposed to be a different thing. So What in the world? I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm hearing a knocking outside. Weird. Okay. Anywho, yeah. G5 is supposed to be its own thing, and I don't feel right in comparing the two because G5 is supposed to be its own thing. And me, I would hope that there are people that are mature enough and open-minded enough to accept G5, and even if it's not their thing, be respectful of people that do enjoy it, that do like it, and be open to it coexisting in the fandom with G4 and not be against it. I mean, I won't be against it. Even if it's not my thing, I won't be against it because I'll be happy that it does have some popularity and people are enjoying it. I'll still enjoy the fan art anyway. So, that's just my personal take on that. And I know some people are totally not going to do that, but I mean that, I may, like I said, that's not how I roll personally. Um, but like I said, I am looking forward to it, to seeing it. I don't have Netflix though, so that's gonna be fun. I don't have Netflix, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it whenever it debuts, obviously. But and even then, I don't know how I'd be able to. I mean, I can get Netflix obviously on my laptop, but yeah, I don't can't afford Netflix right now. But anyway, um, but I am looking forward to this. It does look good. I'm very curious about the story setup that they're going with. Um, I'm very curious about the story setup and if there could be a villain. And I'm also very curious about seeing further expansion with the characters' personalities, their interactions with one another, and how they come to further meet. And also, I'm very curious about what other references, like pop culture references and other visual gags to G4 that we're actually going to see in this as well. Because I have a feeling that what we saw here is just some little tiny glimpses. I'm almost positive that there's going to be other references that we're going to see as well. Maybe even dialogue that's going to be similar. Um, so I'm very curious to see that and see what other little gags and references that we may have as well. I'm also curious about the music um, because I hope the music is good. I'm hoping that the music is banging music, just totally awesome, and it's quirky, it's fun music. Uh, and like I said, I'm hoping it's not going to be on the level of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I'm hoping it's actually going to be. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is cute animation wise, but yeah, I much prefer Roadster Racers and Mixed Up Adventures. Of course, House of Mouse, of course, and the Mickey shorts. But yeah, I'm curious about this trailer, or sorry, about this movie. So I guess we'll find out next month whenever this does release. Um, so hopefully I'll get to see it at some point after it releases somehow. I hope so. Um, but obviously this is a full movie. I don't know if I could do a full reaction to this or not because of the way YouTube is now. I might would just have to do a partial reaction with just certain scenes, included. Because I have seen other people do that with other movies, so I might just have to trim it down as well. But yeah, I'm very curious about this, and I'm very curious what we're going to see in this movie, and I'm curious about the music as well. So, and also other visual gags, like obviously, I wonder what other characters, other ponies in the background, or like ponified versions of people, like I don't know, like did they like at some point was there like a pony version of M.A. Larson in there that I didn't notice? Who knows? Um, but again, if there's any other references or visual things that I missed, please let me know in the comments, and I truly apologize for that. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you saw that or maybe someone else mentioned that I completely didn't. Please point it out to me. But again, thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about this as well, and share. share your, please let me know your thoughts about what I also said afterward, during my post review as well. But thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and it feels good to be back, man. It feels good to be back. But thanks again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care, God bless, and I will see you guys later.